Alright, what's up guys? This is Leo, welcome to another video. And today we'll be talking about the burden of seeing into the future. So this is something that might not resonate with you. So since this channel is mainly targeting or speaking to fellow conscious visionaries, as I like to call it, chances are maybe higher that you do resonate with this. So yeah, let me explain it. If you resonate with the term conscious visionary to some extent, or overall feel that you're someone that sees far ahead into the future and is imagining almost like the most utopian version possible, right? Heaven on earth, the most beautiful place that could exist. Because ultimately, why not, right? Isn't that what we are striving for and aiming for and shooting for, right? Isn't the highest possible version and vision of the world that to pursue, right? What else would we? Why would we consciously try to pursue a lesser version than that, right? Like, why would we just aim for a mediocre version of life and then just try and pursue that? I feel like that's dumb and stupid, right? Like, if you could have the ultimate, most fulfilling, most abundant version of this planet, then obviously this should be the thing to aim for. And I mean, obviously, this does not mean that we'd get there immediately. Obviously, there is steps to take to get there. It's the journey, it's a process. But ultimately, I think it's fundamental to actually have clarity on what we want and where we want to go. So if you're some of those, yeah, maybe whatever you call it, delusional or highly idealistic people, then you might sense and feel this burden of, holy fuck, there's so much potential, there's so much we can actually create and do and enable, and there's so many things to to change and to bring into the world. And so many things that will look drastically different to what it is right now. But the fact that life right now doesn't really reflect it is a bit of a pain. I mean, so that could be one thing, right? So maybe this sense of life could be like this, but it's down here, and this is giving me some sort of pain, which is one aspect to it. The other thing that I was experiencing or have been experiencing over the last couple of weeks, I guess, and yeah, maybe even months and years, is that there was feel like a bit delusional or lonely with those visions, because the majority of people don't really resonate and relate to it. So the fact that there's only a small percentage of people that actually do believe in the things that you believe in or that sees the world in a similar way, kind of automatically isolates or can be isolating to a certain degree. And yeah, also frustrating. So the struggle could also be something along the lines of, when you want to talk to investors and get your message across, right, and get funding for your project, that many people don't even see the need as much, and therefore aren't willing to invest. So I guess when it comes to these conscious projects and businesses, it's important to find the right investors. So especially also now in this digital age, what can happen is that you maybe also don't feel fully seen with your vision, right, or with your solution, with your answer, because I feel like right now in this 21st century, 2026, so much external turmoil is happening, so much worry, stress, anxiety, and you kind of have the solution, right? You kind of would know how to direct and how to steer humanity and people to a better life and in future. And you have these grand visions and principles and philosophies, right? Which is nice. Like they work on paper and they sound and they resonate and stuff. Like they sound good and they resonate. But I guess the obvious, like the real challenge is to actually make them practical. And I guess the challenge is to um package them in a way that people are able to grasp the importance of them and then also see the benefit of them. Um, but yeah, this kind of not feeling seen, um, right? So for example, just now on LinkedIn, I was seeing something from a company from some very successful German entrepreneurs who've now come together to build um kind of like all-encompassing sport complexes that also like strongly focus on belonging and community and sort of act as a third place. Um, and then yeah, I mean like obviously that's cool, right, that they're doing it, but then yeah, I mean I don't know, like I'm not gonna complain here, but I guess just to reflect the ego kind of or whatever, like part of me is just triggered and be like, yeah, like why are they getting the praise for it when this is something that I've known for like months and years, and been working towards it already, and now they're just doing it and they get lots of funding and stuff. But yeah, obviously, like I haven't done enough embodiment or haven't really put myself out there enough. So then yeah, that's my thing, right? I'm responsible for my creations, my vision, and my results in life. And if I don't do anything towards achieving them and realizing them, then obviously it's senseless to complain about them not being in place because there's so much I could have done. Um, but yeah, so essentially, if I would speak to you directly and you're looking to, let's say, get funding for your project that you know is maybe a bit or is quite far ahead, it's really important to get the right people on board, right? You can't just have any random investor that is looking to invest in tech and um grow you into a unicorn when that's not what you need or when that's not what the business needs or how you're looking to make impact. If it's happening organically, then nice, right? But um, I mean, it also depends on the offer, right? Like if it's that scalable, because if you can scale it into unicorn, then actually that's amazing. But yeah, it just kind of depends on what the thing actually is. But yeah. So anyways, point being that alignment between the ones that support you in your project is crucial. And what has really helped me is doing good research on investors that actually are aligned with what I'm building, right? So currently haven't closed any funding yet, but really looking to do so now as I feel like there's no alternative. It just has to happen now. It's the way forward. And yeah, therefore so we'll be increasing our investor and outreach efforts even further, which I'm excited about. Um, and yeah, so really important to have people on board that you can sort of go to war with and that really understand you um, on a deep level, or understand your business and your vision and what you're trying to do and understand the sort of the circumstances around that allow your project to thrive now because the market seems to be ready to some extent. Um, so yeah, essentially, I mean, you can just boil this whole thing down. It's a bit of a complaining type video. It's more of like if you are obviously like seeing further ahead and you're kind of anticipating what projects or what businesses, what offers, what services, what solutions would really help people. But you don't really see this exist in the market now. Actually don't be discouraged by that. It's actually an amazing gift to be such a pioneer and to pioneer something and to create something from scratch, instead of then hopping on the bandwagon a couple of years later, once you've seen it like be successful from other people. So know that this is a beautiful gift, this is a beautiful chance, beautiful opportunity for you, and obviously the bigger the reward, the bigger the risk, or the higher the calling, the stronger the burden, right? There's more responsibility you're carrying and driving, and therefore, there's more weight on your shoulders, and it's not bad feeling that, right? And there's nothing wrong with you. Just be mindful, and I'm literally also talking to myself here. Be mindful of not falling into this victim trap, right? Where you're like, oh my God, people don't see me, people don't get me, people don't see my vision, people don't see how this will fucking help people like perfectly, and how if it just was there now, it'd be just beautiful, and everybody would be happy. Obviously, of course, you have to be, I guess, a bit cautious yourself, right? This can be naive thinking, and can be spiritual bypassing, and this can also be induced by a lack of due diligence yourself, right? If you just only trusting your guts and your instinct and your intuition, and aren't really looking at market dynamics, or aren't really looking into ways in which your endeavor can be realized practically, and tangibly and profitably, then obviously, that's that still itself can be like a way of avoiding the true work, and actually facing and really embody your mission to the extent that you know in and out that this is something that is going to work, not just because you hope and believe it would, but actually because you also mentally know it, right? So not only having the soul level on board that intuitively assumes that this is something that would make sense, but then also rationally knowing that yes, financially, profitably, whatever, market dynamically speaking, like on all these domains, like rationally speaking, from the mental perspective, it also makes sense. And this is some of the work that has to go into it. Obviously, it's a bit easier if you have the vision and are then therefore able to derive the mental answer from that. So having your North Star allows you to then sort of agree, because you have such clarity, therefore it's sort of easier to derive the mental ins and outs of how that would make sense, instead of the other way around. So if you're just looking for, let's say, you knew that there's certain themes such as loneliness, such as rising stress and screen time, you wouldn't necessarily be able to piece these things together to then come up with the, let's say, social wellness club concept. But if you have the vision of, let's say, healing hubs or healing centers or social wellness clubs, then you can obviously derive and see, look at the market circumstances and see that, yeah, there's a reason why I had this intuition now. These the narratives and the themes that this is speaking on, and the things that like these centers in my case would help with, are things that are tremendously present in culture and society right now. So it's easier to have, like, once you have a vision, you'll most likely be positively surprised that you'll have lots of mental, quote unquote, or rational, logical proof that what you're trying to embark on, and what your intuition has led you to pursue, actually makes sense, and is verifiable, or would make sense on all levels, all domains. So but just be mindful of also doing the verification of it, and not just like blindly believing in your intuition. So yeah, anyways, long story short, as I was saying, the trap here is to fall into this victim role, right? And be like, poor me, I'm not being seen here, I'm not being noticed. I do have the answer to so many solutions, and now I suddenly also see other people gently go into that direction. But then even those attempts are nice, but like don't really fully um sort of arrive at the level of depth that I'm envisioning. And therefore, yeah, I mean, it's only your responsibility, right? So complaining about you not being seen um is meaningless if you're not doing anything to change that, right? And you are not being seen because you're not putting yourself out there, right? So the solution to feeling this burden of being ignored and, yeah, not seen and not being taken seriously, maybe, is that you haven't put in enough work to actually show that you're someone worth noticing, right? That you're someone that actually has something important and interesting and meaningful to say and to contribute. So obviously the solution to realizing your vision, like it's so obvious, right? It's simply embodying it and just doing it and then progressing and making your vision come to life. And it's definitely not feeling sad and feeling miserable and yeah, like a victim, sitting on your chair and not doing anything and just procrastinating, right? But because if you did take action, you would feel this inner feeling of, yeah, I have momentum going on. And therefore, sooner or later, people are noticing me, things are happening, simply because I am staying consistent with my output and with my actions. Um, so yeah, solution is relentless embodiment, consistency, um, doing what you said you were. And like if the issue, the struggle was particularly and specifically not being seen, then this is something that can be changed so easily just through content, right? By putting yourself out there. And this is something that even I used to like deeply struggle with, putting myself out there consistently and facing the fear of being rejected every single time, like every single time again, every single day again, when posting and then when uploading a video. Um, but yeah, I feel like for me personally, maybe also for you, like I can only see one path for me. I can only see one life path. And it's the one where I fully embody my vision, fully share it, fully put it out there, and then make it happen. Everything else wouldn't work for me. Everything else would leave me unfulfilled, miserable, desperate, like probably psychotic or depressed. I'd have to cope tremendously through substances, through medication, and all that stuff, and through social media, probably to just numb the pain of not having followed my purpose. But I know that yeah, the calling is literally too strong. I can't I can't distract myself from that calling. It's literally too obvious. Um, yeah, yeah, it's create or die. It's do or die. It's all or nothing. Um, so yeah, I would say the beautiful thing also with like the relentless embodiment. Maybe if you're a bit smaller, I don't have as much attention yet on social media or from investors and in the whole entrepreneur game. You can experiment, which is a plus. Um, and ultimately, you're doing some sort of convincing work, right? And awareness generating work. Not everybody has fully understood what you're trying to do. People might like subconsciously um like intuit and sort of make sense of it when you're telling it to them, but they won't sort of arrive at the conclusion themselves. So be actually verbalizing it and speaking it out tremendously helps people make sense of it. And usually when I tell people about my idea, they usually get it instantly and they're like, oh my god, that's like a no-brainer. It would make sense, like perfect sense to have it. So it's something that usually if your intuition is like leading you to that idea so strongly, it's something that people are already intuiting themselves, and you're just sort of giving context to it and then helping them make sense of it and sort of piecing the puzzle pieces together. So you're giving voice to sort of this collective unconscious, or to this subconscious collective notions that have been brewing deep down into the subconscious, so to say. And you just bringing it all together, synthesizing it, externalizing it, making it tangible, making it practical, proving it, seeing or showing that it's actually something viable and something that would make sense, and something that is a good path for us to go down on. So this is tremendously important work, right? You essentially, you're taking responsibility. You're being a leader. You're guiding people. You're taking them by the hand, and you're pioneering something new, right? Um, so it's okay to feel burdened by that sometimes, because there's a strong responsibility behind it. But there's a reason why your soul chose that incarnation or that path, and why it's you this that is receiving these intuitions, and these callings, because if you weren't ready for it, then you wouldn't have that. But obviously you are deeply inspired to go out there and make that vision a reality. So this is sort of speaking in your favor. So yeah, I mean, how amazing. You're stepping into your highest potential. You're showing people a better way. You're leading and guiding people to a better future for us all. Um, and taking ownership for yourself and others and the world. So don't give up on that. Um, I guess final words would be, just do it, just stay at it, keep embodying that vision, keep living it, keep bringing and shining it out there, and keep making yourself seen, so that you are being noticed, and that your sort of luck surface area, or the chances of you being or becoming lucky increases, because you're doing the things that would lead to that. And so as I said in the last one, also the last video, it's where you're probably very gifted when it comes to these, or in my case at least, maybe this is your case too, but you're probably, or you might be gifted when it comes to you having these visions and ideas and plans, but now actually realizing them and taking concrete action is where it might require some additional conscious effort. So with that being said, stay at it, or keep at it, keep doing it, putting yourself out there, and excited to see what you're creating. If there's any specific thing you're currently working on or you're envisioning, I would love for you to drop it down in the comments, or you can also DM me on Instagram. I'd love to hear from you. And just hear what you're building. So with that, all the best, much love, and see you in the next one.